Alright, we are going to be explaining the Five Nights at SMG4 lore. So, in the beginning, you see this monster, most likely Toad, and a car pulls over, and some kind of blue guy either incapacitates him or kills him. Most likely incapacitate, because he shows up later, I think. Anyways, you start as a security guard. That's it. The elevator, all that kind of stuff. The personal guide of the building doesn't really have anything to offer in terms of like lore. The only two things it has to offer is the fact that the monsters are held in B3, which is like the storage facility, and the name of the facility, the Bean Science Facility. Uh, there's the mechanics are you gotta close the doors. There's the vents. You don't really have to cut the vent, honestly. I learned that the hard way. There's the thermostat. You gotta change that, and also for some reason the power just keeps switching to manual. And if it's switched to manual, that means if the power goes out, then you won't be able to go to F1 to change the power. Anyways, that's really all for that night. For this night, we see the same blue car pull up to a bunch of new monsters, probably unseen like villains in the game, and he incapacitates one of them and forces the other two into like a portable prison, I guess. Doesn't make sense, but you know, it's the game. So yeah, oh yeah, like remember that like a whole manual? Well, now, you know, the monsters are free. You disturb them somehow. Just somehow. Anyways, 6 a.m. Yeah, this is the third night approximately. So the blue guy takes a look on the green guy, and he removes his head, and finds out that his head is like a endoskeleton, an animatronic, which makes zero sense in my opinion because it doesn't really imply that they're animatronics, but oh, go big. Anyways, yeah, more characters arrive in this night, so that's cool. The gameplay can get a bit repetitive, just a bit, not too much. But I find the animations interesting at least. And I also like the ambience. The ambience is interesting. So in this night, he takes a look at the other animatronic and he removes his skin and the skin cries. So yeah, that's that. Anyways, nothing really happens in this night either. Maybe like, at this point, I don't even know why it's still in that place. Oh yeah, there's a new character right now. Did you see him? Yeah, like that robot guy. But I actually don't really know what he does. It makes a real weird sound when you try to scan. So yeah, but it doesn't actually really affect you. Honestly, I kind of thought he had like shut down like the doors and all kind of and that kind of stuff. The blue guy, presumably SMG4, grieves and then fights the other blue guy, and rips his neck off, and then frees the other guys. But then later they're just recaptured, which I assume leads back to the first night, as in like those cutscenes are prequels to what just happened, and the final cutscene is just what happened before night one, if you know what I mean. Like right before, if you. So yeah, nothing much really happens in this one. Get jump scared, all that kind of stuff. I got jump scared again. Yes. There's gonna be some little juicy parts of the lore. Anyways, yeah, that is very fun. Anyways, final night, and it reveals a couple of new things. One, you live in a very boring house, and two, you're called Elfin. Your name is Elfin. And now, I'll be honest here. I could not complete this night. For the life of me, I could not complete this night. The ghosts would just automatically kill me. So what I did, because this is Scratch, I just modified the game and removed all the characters at this part. So yeah, I have a couple proposals for like some endings. Like there's three endings. First ending, Elvin simply refuses to just go back, because he just faced all that. Second ending, he dies. Third ending, he survives. Anyways, for this one, this is the first game approximately, and you're mainly a security guard in like an artifact area. you know, it's they're doing an expedition in order to gather artifacts in this abandoned castle. It's more gameplay than lore in this one. I like the art, but it's the second one has a bit more gameplay to it. I mean, lore, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's like it's all right. It's all right. I view it as inferior to the second one, if I'll be honest. It's just like too many monsters, and it's just like some mechanics I just don't enjoy in general. But I like the camera sound and all that stuff. Anyways, I assume most of these monsters were are from later appear in the second game's cutscenes, approximately. Especially that one is staring at you right in the screen. The green one. I think he's the green one. SMG4 is the blue one. Mario is the red one, and Toad is the white one as seen in the beginning. Or maybe Luigi is the green one, but either way, yeah, it does. This one doesn't have as much lore significance, but certainly could be. Certainly, it is sort of significant in a way. In general, yeah. So the basic story is so far that they organize, like somebody discovers some artifacts in this castle, and they organize an expedition, and you're hired as a security guard, you know, to protect the, you know, artifacts, but then like the inhabitants of the castle, you know, aren't very happy with you, and so they try to kill you. And then this will be shown later, but it will soon correlate to like, you know, the whole thing. It'll soon correlate to the whole second game, if I'll be honest, right here. Anyways, yeah, has more mechanics, monsters. Generally, it's more game. Anyways, the other lore thing is that like it has an actual death screen and says you'll never be found again. It's, you know, basic standard stuff. Anyways, in the final night, which I had to do the same technique as for the sixth night in the previous game, I had to remove all the characters. And so basically, uh, yeah, so you were never found again. Well, not never found again, but more like, oh yeah, the sixth night was broken. So, and I beat it, but the sixth night was simply broken. The game would just like freeze completely when I beat it. I guess it wasn't meant to be beaten, even though I cheated. So like, my canon ending is like, you died in the sixth night and all the monsters escaped, which then later get gets them captured by the blue men in the second game cutscene. The guard in the first one is unnamed. He's obviously not Elvin because I think he dies at this point. So yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. And yep, that's my lore video. Have fun.